Hey everyone, this is Mrs. Ninneman, and I'm going to be telling you about search operators and search techniques that have to do with Boolean. So Boolean is basically a way that you can narrow, broaden, or basically specify what you are researching when using databases. This can also work on Google, but right now we're going to be focusing on databases. So the search operators that you need to know are not, or, and. So not limits a search. So basically, if I'm searching for something like I want to know about global warming, but I do not want to know about how it affects Antarctica, I would be searching for global warming, not Antarctica. So only things that didn't have Antarctica in them would show up. Or is going to broaden or expand my search. So if I wanted to use, a lot of times you use this with synonyms. So let's say I'm still researching global warming. Well, you can also know global warming as climate change. So what I would do is I would write global warming or climate change. That way it will include anything that has global warming or climate change. So it gives me more results. If I say and, that's going to narrow my search. So it'll only find things that relate to both of my search operators. So if I want to know about global warming and how it affects penguins, I would say global warming and penguins. So it's only going to show me something that has both of those. It's not going to show me articles that just have stuff about penguins without global warming or global warming without penguins. So the way you do this is when you are on our library webpage, you can see where we're at our databases and online resources. So if we were to go into, let's say, EBSCOhost, for example, I'm going to go ahead and start using my advanced search techniques. That's when you use Boolean. So I'm going to go ahead and select all. And so when I'm in here, I could include those Boolean operators, but this is going to be even easier. So you can see I've got ands here, but I could also change these to or not. So as an example, I would do global warming. And the reason I put it in quotation marks is that way it searches it as a phrase instead of just searching for one word at a time, because it could find global anywhere or warming anywhere. I want this phrase to be put together. So let's say global warming and penguins, okay? And let's say I don't want anything about polar bears, okay? So that means I use the not. So I'm going to go ahead and search, and this way you can see that it narrows my search. Okay, I've got 652. That's still a lot, so I could add more to make it even more specific. So if I wanted to include, where it takes place, so Antarctica, for example, it narrows it down to 263. So you can see how this narrows it. Versus if I didn't have any of these things, it's going to search for global warming, and I've got over 200,000 results. So you want to use this as much as possible because that way you don't have to sort through a bunch of other things. So this is how you use it on EBSCO. Another one that I do want to point out real quick is Science in Context, which is a great one when you're searching for anything with regards to science. You go to Advanced, and this one's just a little bit tricky as it is with any Gale databases. You can see that search for blank in keyword, document title, publication title. You want to go ahead and change all of these to keywords because otherwise it's going to search for very specific things. And keyword means that it's somewhere within the article. So I could go ahead and search for global warming and penguins and Antarctica. So doing that, you can see it's narrowed it a lot. I've only got 4 results here, 10 results in magazines. So the more you narrow this, the easier your research is going to be. Just remember though, you will have to figure out different search terms, okay? I'm not going to search for this thing over and over again because I'm going to get the same results. So I might go back and look at global warming, and instead of just having that, I might say global warming or climate change. That way I can have more results regarding the actual topic that I'm searching. Okay, you can see now I've got even more results than I had before. So that's something that's really important for you to remember because a lot of students struggle with that. If you have any questions about how to research using databases, please feel free to ask Mrs. Kramer or myself.